going on, everybody, man? Today we continue this awesome little arc that we have going on here. But before we get into chapter 311, I wanted to let y'all know that I did get spoiled on this week's chapter. When it comes to My Hero, my observation hockey's normally, on max, where I almost never get spoiled on this. But you're never gonna believe how I got spoiled in this week's chapter of My Hero. I got spoiled while looking up One Piece memes for this last chapter. It's like Sweet Mother of Flagnards, I can't win. You know what I mean? Like, I'm out here, finally, oh yeah, great. Chapter dropped, let's go look up some memes. And I was like, what in the world? So I got spoiled on a certain character showing up in this chapter. I guess we'll get to that whenever we get to that. Normally, if I were to get spoiled on something that big, I would just call off the reaction and just do a review. But because of how good the latest chapters have been, I believe in Horikoshi enough to where even if I do get spoiled, it's not going to take away from the greatness. You know what I mean? So that's why I decided to still do the reaction. And if that's the only thing reaction worthy, then buy the Flagnards. That's the only thing worth it. But for me, we'll see how it goes, right? We'll see how it goes. But regardless, chapter 311, here we go. Here we see an individual right here firing off out of his Nerf gun. You can't tell me this doesn't look like a Nerf gun, dude, that you would just put in the thingamahoos and just start da-da-da-da. Miss those things. Come on, you idiot. Rah, we'd better split. And here we see an Endeavor is hiding behind. They are destroying this supermarket right here, son. A nail gun support item. Here we go. But it's overturned for extreme capabilities. Damn Detnerat. And he goes right in, spins in the air. Endeavor is out here. Look at his facial expression right here. Straight up looking out of a, I shouldn't even say facial expression. The way that his body is drawn to exhibit motion. This looks like something that you would normally see in the anime. This is a really cool looking panel. Ignited arrow. Goes in, fires off his Quincy arrow at this dude. Huffing and puffing, give me a break. You're the reason we're even out, Endeavor. That's why I'm here. Because, he has to take responsibility for everything that's taken place so far, not only in his life, but especially with the most recent events, man. And Endeavor's, as he stated, he's going to do this. He's going to take all of this, and because we know the type of individual that he is, he's going to take it upon himself. He's going to make all of those burdens come on his shoulders so that he can attempt to bear all of that, man, because that's the only way he believes he can atone for everything that he's done, not only just for his family, but also when it comes to the hero side of things as well. So here we get a nice shot of the outside here, the supermarket, if you will, and somebody saluting. More escaped convicts, Bastinus talks, though none affiliated with him, I presume. Right. It's crazy that all these dudes are rolling out together, man. Like some true goats rolling out together on this little mission to attempt to find the villains here. And here we have something hit the ground. We see some civilians. Get out of here, you scum. Nah, man. They don't want them here. We don't need fake heroes. Flagnards. If you hadn't let Shigaraki and his people get away, we wouldn't be dealing with all these escaped convicts. We should go, Endeavor. Those media folks said that Shigaraki was supposedly after someone else besides you people. Which means you all are still hiding something from us, man. They're not going to sell Deku out, you feel me? They're not going to sell him out. That's their boy, that's their dude, especially since he's a UA student. They're not going to sell Deku out, man. That's the last thing they're going to do. They would rather sell each other out before they sell out a member of UA, which is the future. You feel me? So, coward, the grieving relatives of the victims Dabi burned to ashes went on TV. Didn't you even see that? My family faced the flames. Get out of here. Just seeing your face makes us feel hopeless all over again. You fakes. You got no right to show your face around here. Sweet Flagnards, man. But it's like at the same time, this is a normal reaction for an audience like this, right? I mean, even in the world in which we reside, myself included, we don't really trust media outlets because we know that we're never getting the true story. And the individuals that are normally being covered in media outlet in this type of case, you wouldn't be trusting that you'd be getting 100% of information as well. Whenever you know you're not getting 100% of the information, that's when distrust goes to even higher, like 75, 80%, right? But in this case, in the world of My Hero, with these individuals that have now, there was already it's been a growing process of whether the general public was, fully believing in the heroes or not, right? Because of things that have been taking place in the story. But after this most recent event, now things are truly turning, especially for individuals here that have had family and or individuals close to them that have been directly affected by what took place, right? So like in their minds, they're like, man, screw these guys, screw these fake heroes, screw everyone that was a part of this that wasn't able to do what they set out to do, which was to protect us, right? That's why y'all exist. So why aren't you doing your thing? Why aren't you doing your job? Like that's what they're calling them, fake heroes. It's like, just seeing your face, just seeing all of your faces is reminding us of all of those situations that that y'all put us in and weren't able to get us out of. What are you here for? And it's like, from that standpoint, you can definitely see where the general public is coming from. And I think that's what I'm really also enjoying about this arc, is that it's really going into the double perspectives here of showing us how the heroes are dealing with this, and of course how the general public is dealing with this as well. And it's like, you can't really fault the general public for feeling the way that they do. You can't. You know what I mean? Like, this is the repercussions of not capturing Shigaraki and the rest of the villains, especially with so many things having taken place within that war, right? So you can't blame the general public. Of course, we want them to believe in the heroes and whatnot because we had the full story, but they don't have the full story, man, so they don't know. And then right here we get to see a really wonderful panel of Endeavor's back as he just turns his back to all of this ridicule. And I also like the way these panels are drawn up here with the individuals that are speaking this ridicule, with the outline, the shadowy outlines and whatnot, with just like their angry expressions, their sad expressions. It's just really good stuff. Yes, I see. Please keep up your search for the Liberation Front, Edgeshot. No progress, huh? Should we let All Might and Midoriya get another kilometer or two ahead of us? If the media learns we're working with Midoriya too, he's bound to get a flack for it. Yes, let's put a bit more distance between us. No sense in giving Deku more to deal with. Sure, he's the one who asked for this, but we're basically using the boy as bait to lure out the League. Except those villains have gone to ground. We're assuming the escapees, the supervillains, from Tartarus in particular, received orders of some kind. It's only logical that they'd use the greater confusion and chaos to keep a low profile while going after their target one for all. But heroes are fraying at the seams. If I were All for One, I would go on the offensive. It must be like Deku said. Right now his top priority might be hijacking Shigaraki. All Might destroyed him, to the point that he needed to be connected to tubes to keep him alive. And now he's grooming Shigaraki to be some sort of ultimate life form. It would make sense if his goal is to take over that new body. According to Doc Garaki, who's in custody, Shigaraki was activated before his body was complete. That is correct. It was like 75%, right? Or something along those lines. We're unsure of the specifics of the potential body transfer, but it's clear that Shigaraki has to be complete for it to work at all. And then comes All for One's next goal. He'll be able to steal One for All. Something about that is bugging me. Oh? Midoriya and All Might explained to us how a body that's too weak can't receive it. Yeah, it makes sense that you need a young, strong body, but there was another element. What I don't get is why Shigaraki's rage is so essential. A strong emotion is key, no? After all, One for All contains 8 other spirits. One needs strength of will to override them. But All for One has been pursuing his younger brother and One for All for generations. You'd expect the guy to hold on to plenty of hatred for all those other successors. Maybe it's not enough hatred yet. Or maybe he has none at all. It's just the impression I get, but think about it. That guy never stops smiling, right? Something's missing in his soul, huh? Either way, these supervillains have no useful intel. Nothing that gives us any leads. If the enemy is hoping to avoid conflict for now, our obvious move is to take the fight to them. It might be worth expanding our search at some point, even if that means fewer of us keeping the peace out on the streets. That's a very fascinating conversation I just heard. The flow of the conversation was great, but it's the fact that you have the top of the heroes discussing Shigaraki, the fact that whether the transfer was able to be completed at all, and how that could lead towards future implications with Shigaraki's character. But the fact that this is coming from the top of the top here on our side, which is going to have to deal with the situation when it comes. It's like even they understand that what's currently happening right now isn't fully in his control. The dude that they're about to have to take on, their main threat, is somebody who's not completely in control. It is an individual who's currently being, controlled by someone even further in, which is AFO, right? But in Shigaraki's case, how is that going to, because we've always known how Deku feels about the situation, but getting this conversation from the likes of Endeavor, from the likes of Hawks, Best Jeanist, now we're seeing how the top of the top feels about Shigaraki as well. And now I'm looking forward to seeing the conflict, the internal conflict that the heroes are going to have whenever they have to deal with Shigaraki again, but also the conflict just in general with the heroes and the top of the villains, because they have to be looking at this like, man, what about if those individuals, what about if all of them are like this as well, right? Like, what about if they're all being taken by storm by the words of AFO or by AFO's brainwashing, whatever the case may be? Like, it's going to cause some sort of shift in their mindset, or maybe a shift that's already taken place in their mindset of going on and having to capturing / kill these villains. Like, it's going to have to get to the point to where they have to look at it in the same way that Deku is looking at this thing. Well, at least wants to look at this thing, into which he wants to go out and save these individuals rather than just kill them, right? So it's probably going to lean into Endeavor and Hawks, especially since Endeavor is directly connected to the League of Villains now, with Dabi being his son. So it's like it's going to have to turn more from a kill mindset, so they don't do anything else, into a capture mindset in an attempt to save them. Which I'm pretty sure has always been the thing when it comes to the heroes, right? Because heroes don't normally kill in this series. But with the concept of killing being so prevalent so far in this arc, and who it is that you can save by killing them, I'm interested. I'm genuinely interested in the conflict between the heroes and the villains here in the future of this arc. That was a great conversation. And here we get to see the Batmobile still on the move. Kid, you're not getting much sleep. I recommend a decent night's sleep in a warm, cozy bed, man. Night-eye, dude. Night-eye. What now? The kid's GPS signal is gone? Damn it. Goes in, we could see a little can go up in there. Is that a grenade? Or a flashbang? That's a full-on grenade. You see a massive boom take place right here. Deku? Hey you, boy in green. You're coming with me. Someone's here for me, not just any old villain here randomly. They're specifically after me. Here we go. An escapee with ties to him. See, this is the individuals that I saw. Come quietly, and you get to keep your limbs. I hired guns sent by All for One. And that's Overhaul, right? On the bottom left. This is the panel that I saw, dude. And I was like, what in the flying flatness am I looking at? But the caption stated that it was Overhaul, and I was like, man, dude. But yo, this individual, now I get a closer look at them. Not only does she look really cool, but this whole gun for an arm thing just looks super, super dope. It reminds me of something you would normally see like in a video game, right? Where like these individuals come in, like the horde and the wave of enemies come in, and then eventually you have to face the individual that has like the long shot experience, or like in an FPS, you're facing somebody like with a sniper that's normally very, very annoying, where you got to take them out first before you take on all the individuals under them. Is that who this person is? Come quietly and you get to keep your limbs. A hired gun sent by AFO. And you have like this cannon for an arm right here, dude. And then like some sort of web or whatever this thing is that's keeping the gun on the ground, like as a tripod. It just looks really cool. I like the design of the weapon. And just how it connects to her overall design as well. I feel like we haven't seen something like this in the series so far. Besides the Nomu, of course. I mean, we know that Horikoshi has experimented with arms and muscles and how, it not to normal, hand to arm conventions. Like he likes to use, he likes to be creative with his arms and his hands and that type of stuff, as we've seen very early on in the series with like Musclehead and stuff like that. But here to have somebody actually have a gun for an arm, that's super cool, on some Barrett stuff, Final Fantasy VII style. So super dope, man. I wish I never would have gotten spoiled in this panel, but now I'm definitely looking forward to the future here with what's about to take place with in terms of Deku now not only finding Overhaul, but also with this new individual that now he has to face as well. So that should be a ton of fun. Then All Might, man, getting hit by this grenade, son. I mean, I hope my boy is good. I mean, it's All Might, so of course he's going to be good, but still. But the main highlight for me besides this panel right here is definitely the conversation, because that is going to lead towards the internal and external conflicts between the heroes and the villains. That is like a genuinely fascinating concept for me, and it's something that's been built up throughout the entirety of the story, but now especially this is extremely prevalent, man, where we currently are. So great chapter. I just I'm interested. Like this whole scenario right here, now that Overhaul is in the picture, it's like, yo, because man, I have a very very deep soft spot for that arc, the Overhaul arc, man. That's that arc was really good, and so getting to see not only him again, but now this new character with a gun for an arm. Shout out to Barrett. Is exciting stuff is ahead of us, man. Both in terms of external conflicts that can take place in potential conversations. I mean, this is the first time Deku is going to be able to, come face to face with somebody from an organization headed by AFO. I look forward to seeing how Deku's going to talk to them, how he's going to move in terms of, is he going to do it slowly but surely, have a conversation, and then if they don't listen, he's going to go in, or is he going to go in first and then we talk later? Because this is a different Deku right now, man. Like, we got to see how he's going to move. And so I really want to see what he's going to do in that sense, and how he's going to handle this entire situation, and what kind of internal conflict he's going to have within this arc as well, or within this upcoming battle. If he even is going to have a battle with this character. Maybe it just might be a conversation, right? But we'll see. But overall, man, fun stuff. Extremely fun possibilities coming in store. I mean, I said this last week, but the aesthetic of this with like the nighttime and the rain and just the Watchmen-esque, noir aesthetic is super, super cool. But man, I hope it is an awesome day. My Hero Greatness, Horikoshi is continuing to deliver. I mean, he's just staying consistent with these themes each and every single chapter, and building upon it, building upon it, and building upon it. And it's exciting, man. I can't wait for more. But I'll see you all next time. My Hero Academia Greatness. Let me know what y'all thought about this week's chapter in the comment section down below. And I will see y'all next time for some more of that Horikoshi awesome sauce, man. Take care. Let's go, Deku. What you about to do, man?